Okay, so there's 3 parts to this vacation that we have. There's part 1, which is the Afro-Caribbean. There's part 2, which is La Fortuna / La Arenal. Do you know that? That's a new word I haven't said. Then that's like the second part of our trip in Costa Rica. And then part 3 is back in Houston. So we decided, are you down to like name each chapter with the names we talked about?
I like our names, yeah. I like the names we made.
So we have decided that part 1 of our trip is called Still Waters because the ocean was completely still. Part 2 is called Choppy Waters because today the waters were so choppy and we're whitewater rafting across the country and there's more water stuff.
More water stuff?
This is also news. So chapter 2, we're saying as of right now is going to be called Choppy Waters. So chapter 1 was Still Waters, done. We are now in chapter 2, that is Choppy Waters, starting today. And chapter 3, which will be back in Houston, will be called Alkaline Water. Because that is one of the best things in Houston, is they have the best alkaline water.
How are you feeling? Are you excited?
I am feeling, we had to wake up at like 5 a.m. today. And we got good sleep. I don't know, I feel like I haven't caught my wave yet. To keep the water analogy going. I feel like, it almost feels like when you wake up for school but you don't want to.
It's choppy.
Yeah, I'm starting off a little choppy right now. Like I have like these like bags under my eyes. I don't know what it is. So we just had breakfast before we're about to do this rafting. You said that, what'd you say about the food?
You can tell the food is healthy here because it has no flavor.
I feel like we hate to hear that. I feel like I'd rather have flavor than healthy food. Yeah, it's all like real pure ingredients, like grown fresh.
It's like just the pure ingredients.
It's like everyone that says they don't like GMOs, it's like, all right, I want you to live on non-GMO food for a week, and then you report back.
The fruit's good. We have that going for us.
Yeah, the fruit was good. Eventually.
The fruit is fruit. Everything here is exactly what it is.
Yeah, but you remember like that the pineapple that we had, or the mango that we had, that 4 out of 10 mango, maybe the 2 out of 10 mango?
It was off the side of the road, though. That could have been anybody.
No, we got that at the grocery store.
Oh, yeah, that soggy mango, yeah.
Trying to find that balance between like nature and city life. I feel like this is why I want a balance, because if I were to just live out here, I don't know.
No food except that Indian food we had.
There is good food. I'm not saying it's just the food, but I feel like every time I go places outside the U.S., it's always like, oh, they have really fresh, really good. Like in Italy, it was like they have really fresh coffee. The coffee's, well, you go there and it's like the coffee is just like super plain and simple. And it's like I kind of missed like the leveled up coffee that we got in the U.S.
We have a lot of different options and varieties.
We have a lot of options and varieties, but it's like, I feel like it's like innovative option and varieties. Like it's not just like, oh, just like extra sugar. It's like, no, we somehow innovated this fusion to create some cool and so I kind of feel the same way here. It's like, yeah, they have just fruit, but you go to a place in the U.S. and it's like, somehow
do you want an acai bowl? Do you want
an
acai?
Right? Do you want some coconut oil on it? With like I feel like they just leveled it up.
Yeah.
And so an interesting thing happened because in like the day 2 video I was watching it, I was like editing on the bus ride over here. We were talking about how like the soda was the best, but we did go to that Indian restaurant. Oh, we talked about it. It's funny, in day 1 video before we did anything, we talked about horseback riding. We talked about Indian food, not knowing that we'd spontaneously do those things back to back and it would be the best part of our trip. So yesterday we spontaneously went horseback riding that I surprise booked, and then we spontaneously went to an Indian restaurant on the side of the road, and it was the horseback riding was the coolest thing ever. And the Indian food, which was a restaurant, not at like a local soda to get food, was also the best ever.
Can you give the description of the horseback riding?
Yeah, so it wasn't just horseback riding. First off, it was torrential downpour, and actually the waters did get choppy last night. That was like the first time the waters got choppy. So think about it, it's like a Navy SEAL movie where like the whole lens is just like rainy, the storms are choppy. So we're horseback riding. This was kind of, and we start off on the beach. We go through a black sand beach and then into the jungle / rainforest while it's raining hard, and there's sloths everywhere and monkeys. We finally saw monkeys for the first time, and it was just crazy, like horseback riding and looking to your left and hearing the ocean, and then you're like in the jungle though, and there's like just tropical untouched jungle everywhere.
And it's not just like you're like, oh, there's the jungle and then like over there is the beach. It was like we were like walking like through tidal waves.
Oh yeah, we had to bring the horses in the water. We were horseback riding in the ocean.
I
That's
thought
actually
the horses were gonna get pulled away.
I cannot believe
I asked the guy, I'm like, do horses like water?
And he's
like, do horses like water?
He's like, horses
drink water.
They drink water.
Like, I know they drink
It's
water.
like, bro, our horses are swimming right now. We literally horseback rode. We brought our horses swimming.
Half
not
of their
even
body
joking.
is in the ocean.
Half of their water was in the ocean, and the waves were like sucking them in, and my horse is holding on for dear life.
I was like worried for him.
I was like, we're about to go in the. My horse is about to get eaten by something that eats horses.
I was like, do they know how to swim? Like, am I gonna be lifeguarding a horse?
I can't believe. So we essentially went horseback riding in the ocean yesterday. Not exaggerating. And then through the jungle.
And like through the jungle, like there was no like man-made path.
Yeah,
like,
it wasn't. No, we're
we
going
were, like,
and
ducking
yeah,
branches.
as we're going, our guide's like ripping down vines. He's like, "Watch your head, watch your shoulder." We're horseback riding because he said the horse doesn't care about if you get hit. So I'm like, whoosh.
If we didn't have a helmet on,
Oh yeah, I know.
would have been over with.
So that was the coolest thing I've ever done. Just because there's this scene you have to realize of like horseback riding and it's like raining kind of hard. You're in the ocean.
That should be a new dance move, baby.
It already is.
Really? Oh yeah, I guess so.
But it was the most beautiful rainy day I've ever had.
It was so
It was
perfect.
cooler because it was raining.
It felt like a dream.
Now I get why they don't cancel the tour if it rains. They said right away, they're like, if it rains, the tour is guaranteed.
It was cooler, and it wasn't pouring rain the whole time.
Right, it was oscillating but sometimes it was like, and then sometimes it was.
It was just like misty at the beginning. It was really pretty.
And it was spontaneous. If I didn't intentionally build in times of not doing things, we would have never done that. Because me wanting to plan the perfect trip, I feel like it was so easy to do all the research and just be like, plan. So then when I get there, I don't have to do a thing. Everything's planned. But I almost like the spontaneous was the best parts of my favorite part of the trip.
It was my favorite part too.
And there's a little bit of that today. Like I don't really know too much about. They don't really say a lot online, and if so, it's like they didn't really say a lot. It was just like you hike. Yeah. All I know is we're supposed to go to the area where our place is.
We're gonna
On one of
end up
these.
there one way or another, whether it's on boat, whether it's on crutches.
On crutches. I don't like that. 52 rapids, and there's a 180-foot waterfall drop. But it wasn't clear if we were like going off that or if we're going to be next to it.
Hopefully
So,
we're just gonna look at it.
Hopefully. But if not, you just get real aerodynamic. You can just lean back like that.
I just need to like levitate.
Yeah. It's almost like if like an elevator falls when you're in it, you're supposed to jump at the last second. Honestly, it looks pretty sturdy though.
And just to clarify, where we're headed is a 7-hour drive by car.
7-hour drive by car.
And we're doing
How
it
does
on
that
a raft.
convert to raft? I don't know. It was raining, so he said the water's gonna be a little bit faster, which is good. It seemed like it wasn't like too fast. We have our water shoes, so we're ready.
The water shoes are crucial.
The water shoes, I feel like I need like it'd be cool to have a little bit of cushion on the water shoes. Like you wouldn't catch me wearing these out like in the street. I mean, I guess it's not meant to be, but
Yeah.
But even if I was like in Atlantis, I wouldn't wear these. You know what I mean? If I was like in like an underground city, I ain't wearing the water shoe, like the water.
But you want them to be light though.
I mean, there's light shoes. I'm just saying, like, you know how they say, like, we were talking about what the conspiracy theory we believe in, like what could be true, and we were talking about how like because last year we saw UFOs spotted going into the ocean. We're like, well, what's in the ocean? The ocean is the most unexplored, most least surveillance place. So maybe there are people down in the bottom of the ocean. And if so, what are you going to catch me wearing these in the bottom of the ocean in the city? It'd be like
No.
Chicago, but underwater.
If I'm in the underground city, I got Vibram toe shoes on, ready.
Ooh.
Gripping. Each toe gripped.
That sounds fun.
Climbing trees like the sloths.
Wow, you said Vibram. Those are those designers. Those are probably huge in Atlantis. They probably have retail stores in Atlantis. Yeah, at the like Atlantis location. That'd be sick, honestly. I feel like life maybe would be better in Atlantis. Like think about like underwater jujitsu.
Yeah, but we also said, which we learned from a man at the grocery store, happiness, all you need to be happy is dry feet. If we lived in Atlantis, our feet would never be dry.
Well, okay, but one thing is crucial is I remember so after the horseback riding, we were soaking wet, and we went to the restaurant soaking wet.
Like my shoes had like inches of water in them.
Yeah, I mean it was raining during this horseback ride, and it was like squish, 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 squish. We decided to just go straight to the restaurant because it was on the way, eat the whole meal, and the food was so good I forgot my socks were wet. And I'm serious. The entire meal I forgot my socks were wet because the meal was so good. There were sloths literally climbing from vines right behind us. There was the cook who kept smiling at us and like cooking up because it was like an open air kitchen.
I will worship that man until my last day.
That man was an artist. He was not a chef. He was an artist.
He was a saint.
Making the fresh naan right there on the, on the
He
stone.
made our whole meal in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It was the best food.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh my God.
See, but this is one of those things you were like, is it better than like the Indian place? And it's like, I don't know if it's like just because relative to what we've been eating it's so good, or if that place, or if, if it was that good. It was delicious, yeah. I'm just saying, we haven't eaten like, we've been eating like
food.
It's like, this is food.
These are calories.
Yeah, we've been eating calories for the past few days. So, any words of encouragement, being someone who's whitewater rafted so many times? That's the thing, is every time we do things, you've done it so many times. Like, skydiving, I've done that 7 times. Whitewater rafting, I go every year without a helmet and life vest.
Baby,
Unguided.
I've never horseback rode on a black sand beach in the ocean in the jungle.
That's true. I did have you on horseback riding. I was the more experienced one. So not everything. But since you are the whitewater rafting
I ain't good at it, baby.
expert.
I told you I almost died doing it.
Yeah, but that's because you were like jumping waterfalls without a helmet with no tour guide. Like the fact that you'd even put yourself in the situation tells me about your level of whitewater rafting experience.
All right, the keys to whitewater rafting. Paddle fast.
Paddle fast? Is that the technique? Isn't it like this?
No.
That's kayak?
We'll be sitting next to each other.
Oh, and it's like this.
It's just...
I feel like to hype ourselves up, we should play some like sea shanty, like some sea shanty music.
We could do that.
Like arr. You have some Renaissance music on your phone. You were playing that the other day. All the music you were playing.
I was playing Post Malone.
No, Post Malone, as if that makes it any better. Because you hopped on the aux cord, like I'm playing beach vibes, and you have on the aux cord. The first song Post Malone talked about like cowboys make me cry. I felt like we were in Tennessee, and then it was like
That's a nice song.
and then it was like sea shanty. Like,
sea shanty?
Yes, you had some Renaissance music playing after that.
What are you talking about?
I was like, oh, okay, now we're in the Renaissance. And it's like,
are you
we're
talking
in the...
about like my fire dancing music?
No, it was not fire dancing. That would have made sense because we're in the jungla on the beach.
The one that's like da 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 da.
Kind of, but it was more like flute. It was more like
the one that's like that's like fire dancing music.
I don't know.
Not Renaissance.
No, you got on the aux cord. You played Renaissance and country.
I'm done with you.
You know what? You should get on. I feel like this is more fitting for today. I think it was just, you were just ahead of your time. And
you should give fire dance music a chance.
I don't think that was fire dance. I didn't hear that because remember we drove past the fire dancer. I didn't hear that playing. Remember our man was like playing soccer with the coconut on fire?
Yeah, you couldn't hear it.
I guess I've never been to a fire dance, so that's true. But I just didn't expect them to be playing like the vibes like, oh, like our boat's about to get seized by pirates. I still don't know what we're gonna do with our luggage on this trip. It doesn't really make because for some reason he made us pull our luggage out the van, but no one else.
Well, we should clarify that. The language barrier is a bit concerning.
Yeah, big language barrier. This morning he was like, "Kind of Sanchez?" I'm like, "Yes," and he was like, confirmed all these things in Spanish. I was just like, "See."
Maybe I won't change my name to Sanchez. People will be like, "Oh, como te.
It's true. That's the one bad thing about last name Sanchez about speaking Spanish. Are my eyes getting puffier?
Well, you haven't been getting your usual 12 hours beauty sleep.
No, we can't start this narrative of, oh, he needs 12 hours of beauty sleep. Oh, baby, I'm doing great. I had 3 hours last night. You don't need sleep. I know guys who do great without sleep. You're always talking about, oh, like, you know people who are successful that don't sleep, and you act like that's like the norm. Like that's what we should strive for.
No, I'm just envious of your sleeping capabilities.
Okay.
Oh, here he goes. He's in a deep slumber.
A deep slumber. I will say I do wish I had a waterproof neck pillow for this kayak or for this whitewater rafting.
For the still waters.
For the still waters.
Areas.
Yeah. Little micro naps. That's what they do.
You would be able to do that.
Well, that's what, yeah.
Paddle fast.
Paddle fast. Think fast.
Paddle fast. Stay in the raft.
Okay, stay in the raft at all costs?
At all costs, stay in
Even
the
if we
raft.
flip over, you stay in?
It won't flip over if you stay in the raft.
Okay. Stay in the raft. Paddle fast. Think fast.
Think fast and
Wait. Paddle fast. Stay in the raft. What was the other one? Think fast? And dream. It's like, hold on. That stands for PTSD. Paddle fast. Think fast. Stay in the raft and dream. PTSD. And dream big. That's Taylor's guide?
I do have PTSD.
PTSD. That's Taylor's guide to whitewater rafting.
D, don't go rafting.